I read over 30 books this year, and 28 of them were Star Wars. But I didn't finish the Corellian trilogy, Book 3, Showdown at Center Point, and Choices of One by Timothy Zahn. Today, I'll be breaking down my top 10 worst Star Wars books that I read in 2025. Not the worst, although a couple are awful. Here are my 10 worst Star Wars books I read. Number 10. Allegiance by Timothy Zahn. Set between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, the story follows Mara Jade carrying out missions for the Emperor while a group of 5 stormtroopers desert the Empire after losing faith in its leadership. Luke, Han, and Leia investigate a smuggling ring that overlaps with the stormtroopers' activities. The plot converges around a corrupt governor and the chaos he creates. Kicking off the list is Allegiance. This book is pretty mid. The Renegade Stormtrooper Squadron is actually the best part of the book, and they deserved a much stronger story. Unfortunately, the Mara Jade plotline is flat, repetitive, and feels like she's wandering around doing not a whole lot, which drags the book down. Number 9. Darksaber by Kevin J. Anderson. The Hutts attempt to build a stripped-down version of the Death Star's super laser called the Darksaber. Meanwhile, Admiral Dala reunites Imperial warlords, and Luke and Callista search for a way to restore her connection to the Force. Chaos ensues as the weapon project collapses due to cut corners and incompetence. More super weapons is just eye-rolling, but I actually like the Hutts as a villain for this book. The Luke and Callista journey across the stars to Dagobah and Hoth and some other places, I didn't enjoy that at all. Definitely the worst part of the book. Number 8. Emissary of the Void by Greg Keyes. This serialized story follows Uldir Loket and a group of characters trying to stop a Yuuzhan Vong biological threat. This story is not bad, but it's not good either. It took about halfway before I even began to care about the characters or what's going on. The Vong trying to destroy the Bacta on Thyfera is a good plot, but I don't think it was handled the best in this book. Number 7. The Crystal Star by Vonda N. McIntyre. The Solo children are kidnapped by a cult that worships a being named Waru. Luke loses his connection to the Force and wanders through existential confusion. The book climaxes in a bizarre interdimensional confrontation. This book is infamous for a reason. Come on, you shouldn't be surprised that this is on the list, but you may be shocked it isn't higher. Waru is weird, Luke is written wildly out of character, and the tone feels like a fantasy fever dream glued onto Star Wars. Not offensively bad, but it is baffling. Number 6. Planet of Twilight by Barbara Hambly. Leia is kidnapped by the Seti Ashgad conspiracy. Luke battles a deadly plague and Han races to save the day. Much of the story revolves around political schemes and bioorganic threats on a desolate world. This book is just dry. Endless political talking, a boring desert planet, and a tone that drags from chapter to chapter. Beldorion as a Force-sensitive Hutt is awesome, but that's about the only positive thing I can say. Hambly's character work is fine, but the plot is a slog. Number 5. Black Fleet Crisis 3 Tyrant's Test by Michael P. Kube-McDowell. Leia's government is pushed to the breaking point as the Yevitha escalate their genocidal campaign. Luke finishes his misguided Force pilgrimage, and Lando investigates alien technology that goes nowhere. The climax pulls the trilogy together, but awkwardly. The final book tries to deliver payoff but can't escape the weight of its setup. Luke's storyline fizzles, Lando's entire subplot could vanish without changing anything, and the ending feels abrupt. A messy finale to a messy trilogy. Number 4. The entire Corellian trilogy by Roger McBride Allen. The Corellian system descends into chaos as a separatist movement gains momentum and ancient repulsor superweapons begin activating. Han is captured, the Solo kids get swept into the conflict, and Leia tries to navigate political turmoil. Everything converges around Center Point Station, where a system-destroying weapon threatens catastrophe. The trilogy mixes mystery, politics, and family adventure, but not always effectively. This trilogy was disappointing. It's boring and not a whole lot happens. There is a reason I didn't read the last book. Number 3. Black Fleet Crisis 2 Shield of Lies by Michael P. Kube-McDowell. Leia struggles with an uncooperative New Republic council as the Yevitha build toward war. Luke's Force pilgrimage deepens but becomes more questionable. Lando's subplot continues to move. at a crawl. This book is just the midpoint slump stretched to 300 pages. Nothing pays off, nothing resolves, and character arcs spin their wheels. A pure filler novel that somehow feels longer than the other two combined. Number 2. Children of the Jedi by Barbara Hambly. Luke and Leia become entangled with the ancient superweapon starship Eye of Palpatine. Luke interacts with the lingering consciousness of a Jedi trapped in the ship, while Han and Leia uncover related political conspiracies. The story blends romance, disembodied spirits, and a strange derelict ship. This book is a fever dream. I don't hate Callista as a character, but her getting a new body at the end of the book was just wrong and the romance was not my favorite. The plot is disjointed and the Eye of Palpatine concept sounds way cooler than what we actually get. Ambitious, but flawed. And number 1. Black Fleet Crisis Number 1. Before the Storm by Michael P. Kube-McDowell. The New Republic faces tension in the core as the Yeveth arise as a militaristic threat. Leia faces political turmoil, Han deals with personal story threads, and Luke begins his infamous journey into a cult-like force sect searching for answers. This book is slow, dry, and overloaded with political jargon. Luke's story in this reminded me of Luke in The Last Jedi, and that is not a good thing. Need I say more? The new factions are uninteresting, and the setup fails to justify the length. Easily my worst reading experience of the year, and likely the worst Star Wars book I've ever read. Some dishonorable mentions. The New Rebellion. This book was fine. It was good enough to avoid being on the list, basically. And then you have Corellian Trilogy Book 3, Showdown at Centerpoint. I mean, I didn't finish this book. That should say a lot. I just found the series to be not that great, and I didn't even finish that. And you also have Choices of One, which I didn't finish that either. I just didn't want to sit through another story of kind of pointless Mara Jade stuff. It's really as simple as that. That's my list of the worst Star Wars books that I've read in 2025. Did you enjoy any of these books? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.